Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. And afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and share their knowledge and experience with you. I hope you enjoy it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special edition solo episode. Placed a poll in the group whether I should talk about the Russia-Ukraine situation or not. Thank you to everyone that voted. Much appreciated. There are two rules on my program: no cursing and no politics, and I'm going to respect both of those rules because, after all, I'm the one that set them. I think it's good to understand this conflict in general, because I've been seeing for the last, what's like now, 13 months, 14 months now, that people are taking sides, and you should never take sides under any circumstances, especially when you don't know the whole picture. Now, I'm not saying I know the whole picture. I'm highlighting the fact that I think I know a little bit more. And first of all, this conflict is not new. It started when during the annexation of Crimea in 2014, and that was about 9 years ago. 9 years is a long time. And I'm a Bulgarian. We live close over there, across the Black Sea, and it's not that far from home. So I dare to say I'm a little bit more informed than some. And we all see the news. We're all on the internet. We all see the conflict and the taking sides, like Russia bad and US bad and stuff like that. It's a little bit more complex than that. First of all, this region that was there that's been taking the Donetsk and the Donbass. Although Ukraine is a sovereign nation, no argument about that. Nobody's arguing this. But this particular region that was there is massively populated with Russian people, not Ukrainian people, but Russian people. And in all fairness, this is the most profitable region of Ukraine. This is why the country was specifically designed like that after the collapse of the Soviet Union, so that they can be, quote unquote, separate, but the best part of the country can be in along with the Russian ideology. So when the Ukrainian government turned against them, they kind of hit those people over there, and this is what happened, and this is what led to the conflict. Now, in all fairness, a lot of people are comparing this to the 1960 something Cuban Missile Crisis. I forgot when the Cuban Missile Crisis, but I'm pretty sure you can check it out on your own. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, when the then Soviet Union placed their submarines along Cuba, the US reacted similarly. And I don't think this is a fair comparison. I think it's wrong to compare it like that, because, in all fairness, first of all, this was during the Cold War. There was the Iron Curtain, NATO and US, and the USSR and the Soviet republics. Those are the two fractions of the Cold War. And I don't think it's fair to compare the situation, because with the naked eye, yeah, it looks similar. Like, nobody wants military bases of the opposite side next to their border. That's fine. I understand that. But in all fairness, first of all, the Cold War ended 33, 34 years ago. And the Russian Federation, had enough time to become a desirable country. They do claim they're superpower, and maybe they are, maybe they're not, I don't know. But they had over 3 decades to become a desirable destination. They're not. Literally nobody wants to live there. Well, not nobody. I'm pretty sure the oligarchs want to live there because it's awesome for them, but like 99% of the people don't want to be there. And you can't say you're a superpower or you're a decent place if people don't want to be there. Like, I'm a Bulgarian. We live in the European Union, and I'm blessed to be born here and to live here because the opportunities are remarkable, up to the roof. I hear it's the same thing in the US. And as you know, I talk to people from all over the world. So yeah, the EU and the US, those are desirable locations. Those are desirable destinations. You can't say the same thing about Russia and China. Although they're superpowers, People that are there don't want to be there, and there's a very good reason they don't want to be there. And well, there are multiple reasons, but it's a messed up place, and nobody wants to live there. So the fact that Ukraine wanted to move to the EU or to be included in the NATO borders is understandable, because one of the entities is fine, although we have our own problems, of course, like every other place. The other entity is definitely not fine. So I don't think it's similar to the Cuban Missile Crisis, because there was the Iron Curtain, the world was not open, and you were basically stuck wherever you were, for most of the part, of course. But that's not the case anymore. The world is open, and we can see where the immigration is. The most, and but I'm not going to talk about immigration, but you see where the flow is. It's in the EU, it's in the United States, and there's a reason for that. Nobody's immigrating to Africa, to Russia, to China, South America. If there are some, those are isolated cases, and I don't think I should talk about that. But again, I don't want to get involved in politics and this kind of stuff. I'm just highlighting a few things because at least I personally have never heard that point that we should observe both of the entities. Yes, both entities have issues, but yes, one of them is desirable and the other one is not. I've also heard, I don't remember on which news station, that the President Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was banning Christian pastors, stuff like that, and Christian churches. For those of you who are not familiar, and I'm a living witness, I can tell you that that's not exactly a bad thing. And I'm a religious man. I'm an Orthodox Christian. During the Soviet Union, and that happened even here in Bulgaria, not all, but most of the pastors and most of the churches were headed by KGB agents. As you can possibly imagine, confessing your sins to a KGB agent is not the smartest thing you can do. So, yeah, and it's still the same in Russia. The higher up of the so-called spiritual leaders over there, 100% government employees, 100%. And Ukraine being a former part of the Soviet Union, things haven't changed that much in that region. I know I told you it's been 30-something years. Things haven't changed in that region. So when Zelensky banned all those quote-unquote priests, and they weren't priests, they were agents, that was actually the right move. It looks harsh, especially to somebody who's not aware of this, but it was the right way to do it. It was the right way to go. So honestly, I see nothing wrong with that. And keep in mind, everything that I'm just saying here right now, those are my opinions. I'm not imposing them on you or anything. This is simply my view. I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong. I'm highlighting the fact that one place is desirable for multiple reasons, and one place is definitely not desirable, again, for multiple reasons. And this is why people want to be at a certain site, because in the end of the day, we all want to live better, we all want to do better. And I agree that sometimes it's an individual thing. Like, if you're doing your thing, and like if you're a messed up guy or messed up woman, no matter where you are, you're gonna suck because you're not good at this. But when the system is done right, even if you're not that much of a decent person, you will still be able to survive. Like, for example, the best mathematicians and the best physicists the world has ever known were born in the Soviet Union, but the system was messed up, and this is why they fail. And in all fairness, the modern day Russian Federation is not very different from the then Soviet Union. It's still a dictatorship. The camps are still working. People are still oppressed, and it's a living hell. And that's why people don't want to be there. And things are different over here, thank God. And that's why people want to be here. And again, I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong in this particular conflict. I'm doing, the whole channel is for sociology, for sociological things. So that's why I'm doing it. And this is what I'm highlighting about. With that said, thank you to everyone watching, and thank you to everyone voting. This channel wouldn't have survived without you. All the best. See you next Sunday. Bye. Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Gap, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.